experienced this in your country, that seasonality has an impact on the price levels? Do tourism travel providers overcharge from the tourist?
Okay,
Yes.
ma'am. Now I understand what is the difference from what I explained earlier
Hmm.
about the seasonal month
Hmm.
uh, and this seasonal marketing. If I
Yes.
understand,
Hmm.
to inform my understanding,
Hmm.
seasonal marketing is particularly and personally to the opinion maker or to
Hmm.
the tourists
Hmm.
to check when a lot of commitment of people is coming, especially to the tourist site
Hmm.
in their country. That's
Yes.
like when I realize it. For instance, I realize it in this month. People used to go annually, so by then I would like to make profit. I would like to add or to increase beneficial impact or something like that. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, it's correct.
Yes,
So
yes,
I
yes.
will just quickly take you to the chapter also, so that once you open the chapter, you know what to study. Okay, now let me take you to this chapter of seasonal marketing. So first is seasons is not only climate defined. It is not only that climate will define the season. Yes, climates define. If it is a rainy season, then of course your national park is closed. So you cannot take the tourist to the national park. So one factor is climate, agreed. But there can be other factors also. The other factors that you may come across is like non-climatical factors like public holidays, educational holidays, industrial holidays. Like in this month of Ramadan, very few people will be going for you know uh, long trips. They want to be there. They want to either visit Mecca, Medina, or they want to visit their local mosque. Because nobody studies during this time of Ramadan. Everybody is involved in prayer and worship and everything. So it is a non-climatical attraction. So in India, when you have big mosque where 5,000, 10,000 people can offer prayers. So we travel to Hyderabad, we travel to Agra, we travel to Delhi because such big mosques are there. So the reason for tourism is non-climatical. It is not related with only weather and temperature. Then third is social pressure or fashion. So like if I have to go to South Africa, everybody will say, okay, you must visit Cape Town. That's the place. You must, as you just watched in the video, that you must visit Victoria Falls. So my tourism trend is planned by the social fashion also. Then sporting season, like we have cricket in India, baseball in America, hockey in other parts of the world, motorbike competitions, motor race competitions. All these competitions are also sporting seasons. So when these sporting seasons are there, then everybody wants to travel to that destination. And last is tradition. Tradition means like it's a duty of every Muslim to carry out the holy pilgrimage to Mecca and Medina. It is a duty. So it is a tradition. We must go, we must celebrate our tradition. So when you get a question on what is the role of seasonality in tourism, then you have to refer to this 19.2.1. Type and reasons is climate, non-climate, social pressure, sporting seasons like winter sports. There are some adventure winter sports. Hill skiing is there. So when there is a ice skating, hill skiing and ice skating are some of the types of sporting activities which attract lot of tourists, and then of course tradition. So this part you have to learn for your answer. If it is related with seasonality, that is one part. And the second part that you have to study is there are two alternatives. If you are having seasonality, what you should do is that you should spread that seasonality. It should not be like this. The tourist will come to your country only during the season only. Because if they will come during season, what will you do in the off season time? Because you have your hotel, you have your transportation system, you have your airlines. So you want that the money should come every month. Money should not be related with only seasons. So in this situation, one alternative is that you improve and extend the main season. That is one alternative. Then arrange festivals, conventions, special interest tourists, and you must promote and encourage tourism outside the peak season. Because when everybody is coming to a hill station on a peak season, then price rise, hotels rooms are short in number, and crime increases because a lot of people are coming to your same place. So in such a situation we have to go for the second alternative, and the second alternative is that we go for discounted pricing. We should reduce the price. So if October or May is not the right time to visit your country, or let's say April is not the right time, but I'm getting a great offer, differential pricing. I mean, two brands are giving me offers, so I have to decide which one I have to take. Price variations, discounts, extra services, and special fares. So if you are a travel operator, and every country experiences seasonality, every country has got this problem of seasonality. So if you are a travel operator and you want that tourists should come for 12 months in your country, you should offer these benefits to your tourists. So these are the 2 points that you have to study for seasonality in your examination. The first one that you have to read is this part, 19.2.1, types and reasons. And the second part, that don't read each and every line. See, you don't have time, you just have 10 weeks for your exams to go. So don't go through each and every line, just go through the important points that you have to study for this subject. And in this, and the last important point that you have to study is this 19.4. These are the various benefits, these are some of the methods that you can use so that the uh, the company or your travel company makes money throughout the year. So this is clear now. What is seasonality?
Yes, ma'am. It's very detailed explanation.
Okay. Now let us move to the next class. And anybody, any questions, any topic you want to take, you want me to discuss? Look at your LMS, take 5 minutes time, look at your contents, and let me know which topic you think you want me to discuss. I'll discuss that topic.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, there are some things, whether we understand them before, but we need to have more understanding on that because
Yes.
repetition, I really like repetition. It helps me to understand more. If I
Yes.
understand something, it helps me not to lose it quickly. Uh, Ma'am, can you talk about the definition of tourism and also about the tourism industry?
Okay. This is TS1, TS2.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Unit 1,
And
talking
what is
about
tourism? What is tourism?
ma'am, ni?
Definition of tourism.
Actually,
No
definition
problem.
of yes, ma'am. You can talk about that, ma'am,
Okay,
because
I will.
I don't know if I can just say something.
Just give me one minute.
Definition of tourism.
Okay, please understand few words. What is the difference between tourism? Who's a tourist? Who is a domestic traveler? Who's an excursionist and a visitor? These terms are changed interchangeably, but I will show you one video and then we can discuss that what is tourism and what are the components of tourism industry.
Okay.
So let's start. Let me just
Hello, my name is John. My life involves lots of trips to different places every year, which means that I contribute to the world's largest economic sector, travel and tourism. It supports 292 million jobs around the world and generates 10.2% of global GDP. So let's compare travel to tourism. As a travel agent, it is important to know the difference in order to understand customer needs and provide them with a better experience. In this video, I will explain the key difference between the two, as well as distinguish between the traveler and the tourist. First, we will look at both definitions. So, let's start with travel. Travel is a movement of people between relatively distant geographical locations for many reasons, such as business, pleasure, education, visiting someone, and so on. It can also include short stays between these successive movements. Tourism is travel, limited to holiday activities only, as people are traveling to and staying in places outside of their usual environment for not more than one consecutive year, usually only for pleasure. My good friend Anna is a traveler. She loves to explore new cultures during her journey. And this is my colleague Carl. He's a tourist. He prefers to stay in his comfort zone, relaxing, rather than engrossing himself in another culture. Let's see the difference between their journeys in details. Anna will always try to engross herself in the local culture, interact with locals, and try to speak their language. Carl will only see popular attractions, surround himself with tour groups, and speak only English, or his own language. At the same time, Anna will rather travel alone or in small groups, eat local food, and go off on her own, while Carl prefers large groups, eat his own food at typical places, and use guided tours to see the attractions. In addition, Anna will always take a small bag and stay at the most ethnic places to better immerse herself into the culture. Carl will choose minimum 3-star hotel to make his stay as comfortable as possible. Oh, they now have to leave for their next journey. But before they do, let's recap the difference between travel and tourism. Carl is a tourist. He would rather go to another country to relax, stay in a hotel, see main attractions, and stick closer to what he knows from home. Anna is a traveler. She will go to another country to engross herself in the culture and get the most experience from the country as a local. A traveler may consider a trip as a journey and tourist as a vacation.
so there are two ways of understanding. One way is the UNWTO definition. The UNWTO definition is that if you are away from the home environment for even less than 24 hours, you are a tourist. So if you are visiting the neighboring country and you are getting a standard tourist package in terms of the hotel, accommodation, and everything, then you are a tourist. And according to this, traveler means not much of planning. Just want to see places, just want to roam around, no fixed itinerary, understanding the local culture. So traveler is also known as a backpacker. Like in the school, we used to take our bags and put them on a back, and we have packed our bags. So it is backpacker. Whereas a tourist is a sophisticated uh, traveler or a
Yawwa, na gani Fatima.
sophisticated. Yes, Konami. Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. What I understand from this difference
Mm,
under the umbrella of tourism definition is that
mm,
uh, traveler, he is
mm.
going for a task,
Mm.
and the tourist is going for pleasure mostly.
Very good.
Yes,
Correct.
yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And also, ma'am, you know, one thing that complicates me ever and ever since from childhood, since from primary school, that characteristics, ma'am, I hardly understand it. Uh, and I see that we have characteristics of tourism. Ma'am, can you chip in that small, ma'am?
Characteristics of tourism.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Uh, it's very, very simple.
Yes, ma'am.
You have just mentioned that if someone is traveling for job or with a purpose, he's a traveler. Okay. You
Yes,
came to India, you were not a tourist, you were a traveler. You came
oh
here,
yes,
you studied here, you were also a student. But
yes,
when you were traveling from Agra to Northeast, you were traveler, you were not tourist.
yes,
Isn't it? You went to
of course,
Northeast to participate in some event or conference.
exactly.
Now imagine that now you are coming to India as a tourist, not as a
Mm,
traveler.
mm.
What will be your motivation? What would you want? What will be the motivating factors for you, or what will be the characteristics of your uh, travel plan? You will look for pleasure first. You will,
Actually, ma'am, uh, if you can help me before given the
okay,
yes,
fine.
before giving the explanation about the characteristics, uh,
Okay.
can you from your
Hmm,
knowledge, ma'am, from your experience,
hmm.
tell us what
Hmm.
we can catch about the word uh, characteristics, ma'am.
Okay.
At least I want to catch something because I want to understand it vividly,
Wait,
ma'am.
wait. Okay, I'll again share one video and then we'll have a discussion on that video.
Okay, ma'am.
Did this video.
All stress out of the user experience. Let's have the app ready when I'm back.
Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to see the characteristics of tourism. Tourism is dynamic. It is a competitive industry that keeps on changing according to the customer's needs and desire from time to time. For example, today tourist wants to travel to COVID-free places. They need hygiene and cleanliness everywhere, from transportation to accommodation, from eating in a restaurant to sightseeing. Tourism is temporary in nature. It's a short term movement of people where the person who undertakes tour cannot stay at the destination permanently. Rather, the tourist must get back to its home within a maximum period of time. For example, Ben is traveling to New Zealand and the country allows a genuine tourist for up to 9 months to travel around the country and then go back to its home within the maximum period of time. Hence, you cannot stay anywhere permanently as a tourist. Tourism is highly influenced by external factors. The industry is directly related to the environment, economy, and society in which the industry operates. The change with relation to culture and environment, demographic structure, and globalization influences the taste of tourists. For example, in some countries, COVID was controlled on time and tourism was resumed with some rules and regulations, whereas some countries are still at risk. As a consequence, the tourists are not allowed to travel internationally, but they can travel domestically. Tourism is a congregation or summation of different phenomena. Tourism as a process involves a number of elements: transportation to move from one place to another, place to stay, leisure activities, sightseeing, shopping, consuming things are all pursued during the stay, which are treated as the primary basic issue of tourism. Tourism is intangible. It is because you can experience and feel the overall process, destination, and the places you are visiting to.
So I will discuss one by one the characteristics of tourism so that if you get these characteristics in the exam, you can write the examples.
Okay,
So
man.
the first characteristic that is described in
Hello,
the video
welcome
is,
to the channel. Tourism is dynamic.
what is the understanding of this word dynamic? Let
It
us
is a
see.
competitive industry that keeps on changing according to the
Uh,
customer
Dynamic is something which is changing time to time,
Yes. Yes.
and that can be revocable.
Very good. So what's happening is dynamic means that you had a change in the government now in your country. You had some currency issues related. I think you also went through demonetization and you all had experienced COVID. So it is dynamic. What tourism was in 2020, in 2023, there will be a different form of tourism. So tourism will not be same because if your country wants more tourists, they will invite people from different countries. They will go ahead with visa relaxation policies. They will improve the quality of the airlines. So first and the foremost thing is that every year, according to the UNWTO slogan of the year, for example, UNWTO wanted sustainable tourism. So every country was working towards sustainable tourism. Eco-friendly, ecologically sensitive tourism sites should be maintained. So first, the tourism changes with the new government, with the new policies, with the international changes. Like for example, now as far as Russia, Ukraine, and European nations are concerned, NATO countries are concerned, we will not go for any tourism activity because NATO, Ukraine, and Russia and China are some of the important countries which are involved in global conflict. So, tourism is dynamic. Probably I wanted to visit Russia in 2019, but 2023 I'm not interested because first of all of the global disturbance, and second, uh, it's not feasible for me to go for a solo vacation there or go for a weekend trip there. So I'll go and to any domestic destination. So tourism keeps on changing. It is dynamic in nature.
customers need to COVID free places. They need hygiene
Then the
places.
second characteristic that they have mentioned in the
Today,
video is
tourist wants to travel to COVID free places.
changing expectation of the customer. See, you are writing a paper of tourism marketing. So, in marketing, consumer, the customer is very important. So, after COVID, what is happening is customer loyalties are changing. Every country from time to time comes up with some regulations related to COVID vaccinations. You want clean properties, you want some, sanitized flights, uh, hygienically packed meal. All this is your requirement. So before the COVID pandemic, no one thought about wearing a mask. But now everybody keeps at least one mask if they are traveling for an international destination. So this is the second characteristic. The first characteristic is it is dynamic because the people preferences change when you had the concept of work from home. So when work from home means you can work anywhere. You have to use your laptop only. So people went for vacations with their family because it was work from home. Second, changing customer expectations because of the changes in the environment.
They
Next.
need hygiene and degradation from eating in a eating is
And third is it is temporary now. Everything is predefined. Third characteristic of tourism is that, for example, if I have a visa of 10 years from India to United States, the moment I deboard a flight, the time I come down from the flight, there is another officer standing at the New York airport. He will look at my visa, my passport, and he will give me a form. Okay, write down. Why have you come to USA? And how many months you want to stay? So international law says I can stay for 6 months. But that tourism officer may ask, may write on that form 3 months. So, despite the fact that I have 10 years of visa, I have the permission to stay according to UNWTO 6 months in a country. But the officer has given me permission only for 3 months. So I'm a temporary person in that country. I'm just coming there, I'm going there to have enjoyment, to have good food, to see the local places, to meet my friends, and then I have to come back to my own country. So there is nothing permanent as far as the tourist is concerned. That's the next characteristic of tourism.
temporary in permanently to its home within a maximum period of time. For example, Ben is traveling to 9 months to travel within the maximum period of time. Hence, you cannot stay anywhere permanently as a tourist. Tourism is highly influenced.
So this is highly influenced by external factors. Like we had earthquake in Turkey. India experienced an earthquake on Tuesday night. Tuesday night in New Delhi, we experienced an earthquake of 6.7%, 6.7 on Richter scale. Agar that earthquake would have been 7.4, I won't be taking your class because New Delhi was badly shaken on this Tuesday night. Yesterday also we had 2.3 Richter scale earthquake in Delhi. It's highly affected by external factors. If there is no consensus and Japan also joins the global conflict, who is going to travel to Japan? None of us. So, external factors such as earthquake, there is a civil disturbance in France that is going on right now due to old pension reforms. France is one of the leading tourism generating countries of the world. But due to this reason, nobody is going to visit France. London. Lot of protest in London as far as India is concerned in front of Indian High Commission. External factors. I don't want to visit London because London is also facing, in London what they are trying, they have started installing an app in their mobile to raise an alarm in case of any nuclear attack on London. So the government has given a order that on the mobile phone of each and every citizen of London, this app should be installed so that they get an you know alert if there is any warlike situation. So I'm not going to visit London. I'm not going to visit Paris. I will not go to Tokyo this year. I'm not going to visit Kremlin this year because it's a global conflict. So, despite the fact I have money, I have good travel agents, I love to travel, but I will not select these destinations. Pakistan. There is a civil unrest in Pakistan nowadays. It is highly affected by external factors as far as tourism is concerned. So this is the next characteristics of tourism. Then, of course, the next last is
Some countries are still at risk. As a consequence, the tourists are not allowed to travel internationally, but they can travel domestically. Tourism is a congregation or summation of different phenomena. Tourism as a process involves a number of elements: transportation to move from one place to another, place to stay, leisure activities.
so. Last point is the characteristic of tourism is that coordination of everything is required, and that takes us to the next question that you had raised. That what are the components of tourism industry? Tourism industry cannot function alone as a tourism industry. Tourism industry needs hotels, tourism industry needs brands, tourism industry needs airports, they need good railway system, they need trained guides, they need good food outlets. Until all these things are there in your country, you cannot promote tourism. Less of pollution, minimized crime rate, safety of the tourist,
Mm.
and festivals.
Yes.
All this. So these are the characteristics, these are the features of tourism in a particular situation, and it is applicable globally. Everywhere, any country you take, these characteristics of tourism will be there. So you can also
So,
watch this with, yes, please.
ma'am, characteristics are features, right?
Yes,
No
yes,
any
correct.
difference.
There is no difference as such.
Okay, just like concept.
Yes.
Yes, 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 ma'am. Thank you so much. I really understand.
Sometimes it happens. We get stuck with a topic. Yes. Okay. Now you want me to discuss the tourism industry. Hmm?
Yes,
Tourism
exactly, ma'am.
industry. Okay.
Yes, exactly, ma'am.
Okay. Now, in your view, what is an industry?
When I heard the word industry,
Hmm.
I remember hard working.
Hmm.
I remember something which needs more effort, energy,
Hmm.
something like that. But mostly it is a creative site. Actually, it needs mental coordination,
Hmm.
uh, like crafts are there. Um, so many architectural
Hmm.
designs should be included,
Hmm.
actually, but it should not be done without
Hmm.
much effort. So this is what I reflect on.
No. There is no. Okay. I'll tell you. Um, Actually, I'm looking forward to a video, which is a small video because I don't want to just. Okay, I'll just a minute. First of all, what your perspective of industry is from an individual point of view. The definition that you have given to us about industry is that we should be hardworking, we should be loyal, we should improve the revenue of the hotel or the travel agent is an individual perspective.
Yes.
But when we look at travel as an industry,
Mm.
then we have to look at the supply chain part of the industry. So I'll just show you 1 2 minutes video, and then we will discuss that what are the constituents of a tourism industry.
Okay.
Tourism supply chains. They are massively complex, operating on a global scale, spanning most countries in the world, without any one party responsible for the oversight of the industry. Tourism supply chains bring a whole array of challenges to consider.
To better understand this, let's break down the various components of a holiday to see why. When you book a holiday abroad, you can buy it in several ways. Through a travel agent, you can buy the holiday pre-packaged from a tour operator, or sometimes package it up themselves using ground agents in the destination, wholesalers, airlines and cruise companies. Through a tour operator, who package up the holiday for you, buying from ground agents in destination wholesalers, airlines, hotels, and bed banks.
Through an online agent who buys the holiday direct from a hotel in the destination or through a bed bank. Or you can do it yourself. Package up your own bespoke holiday using online agents, hotels, B&Bs and airlines, and book tours or excursions when you get there.
As part of booking your holiday, you will need to consider additional transport options to get to and from your departure points, but also around the destination itself. This may involve booking trains, coaches, ferries, airlines, cruise ships, airport car parking, car hire companies.
Once in the destination, there are more tourism suppliers brought into the mix. Transport providers to and from your accommodation, attraction providers such as national parks and protected areas, heritage sites, built attractions, for example theme parks, museums, casinos.
Facilities like cafes and restaurants, bars, shops, markets, and excursions such as coach tours, boat tours, marine-based activities like jet skiing and snorkeling and diving, and community-based tours, and finally special interest activities like bike tours and hiking, birdwatching and safari.
And to take it even one step further, there are still a wealth of other suppliers who supply to all the in-destination businesses we've described, which includes laundry services, food and drink, cleaning services, gardening and maintenance, and petrols and fuels.
This complex web demonstrates just how many people are reliant on someone taking a vacation. So let's make sure we design tourism industry where their vacations can bring about maximum benefit. You are now
Hello, brothers.
I'm sorry, there was some
Yeah,
internet
yeah,
disruption. Sorry
yes.
for that. So this topic that you're studying is about tourism industry, and
Mm.
this topic is part of your syllabus in some other course. But since everything is linked, I will help you. It is the unit here is this one, Unit 5, which is related to constituents of tourism industry. Just a minute. I'm going to share with you constituents of tourism industry. Now, in this answer, what you have to do is you have to write these constituents, primary and what are primary constituency? If I have to come to your country, or even if you're going to travel from one place to another, the first thing is transport. So transport can be land, air, water, local transport. So this is one of the important constituents of tourism industry. Second, of course, you need hotels. Third, you need good food and you need shopping. And fourth, you need intermediaries, like you need a travel agent, you need a tourist guide. So these are the primary components. Without this, tourism cannot happen, whether it is domestic tourism or international tourism, it's going to happen only through transportation, accommodation, food, and intermediaries. After this, the next one is the secondary. Now, once your basic tourism constituents are met, you are staying in a good hotel, you have booked through a good airlines, you like the food of that area, and you have lot of local people to support you. Then only you will go for the secondary one. That means then only you will go to these shops, you will go to handicraft associations, you may also visit some places which are well advertised, you will go for shopping, you will go for some kind of so tourism industry comprises of two set of players. One set of players are the most important players, which are known as the primary players or the primary constituents of the tourism industry, which are basically transport, accommodation, catering, and intermediaries. And the second set of, like suppose if I'm interested, if I'm interested in visiting a wildlife zone or a zoo, so I will hire a guide, a wildlife tour guide. If I am visiting one of your historical forts or a palace of a ruler, I need somebody to guide me. To guide those people, I need the services of a taxi. I need services of the local transport people. So this is what is the primary and secondary constituents of tourism industry. Is the concept clear now? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I
Yes. Next, anybody else would like to raise any question? Yes, please.
yes, ma'am. Food,
Hmm. Food.
something like that.
Yes.
I see something under the category, ma'am.
What
What
is the
is the role of
question?
that foods? I mean,
Food tourism.
under no, no, no.
Hmm.
Under the page that you shared with us,
Hmm.
I see food, something like that. What are the role of that ones?
Okay, okay, okay. So you may get a question on food also. Okay,
No,
name
ma'am.
few places in your city which are very good as food outlets. Very good food outlets of Nigeria. What is the rule of food? You will get a question on food in the exam.
Oh,
What is the role of food in tourism? How
um,
food can motivate travel?
tasty and
Very much,
delicious.
ma'am.
What is food tourism? Yes. Any idea?
Food
What is the role of food in
tourism.
tourism? How food is important?
Yeah,
Hmm.
food is very important in tourism. I can classify food
Hmm.
into two types. Uh, for a tourist, tourist may go for food in order uh, to enquench his. What do they call it?
Hmm.
To feed himself to feel okay.
Hmm.
Yes, and also there may be some foods which he will test and experience.
Very
So that
good.
is also for pleasure. So they may come in this role.
Hmm.
But
Very good.
ma'am,
Hmm.
uh, I was talking regarding that page that page you put talking about or explaining more about industry. Under it, I see food, something like that. So
I'll
I
show
was
you this one.
get
This one, you just a minute.
yes.
Yes, yes. This in this page, if you look at this economic impact of tourism, then they have mentioned here hotels, shopping, food and beverage.
Yes. I think
See, primary is
yes,
catering.
yes, yes, yes. Exactly. Catering, food, and entertainment.
Yes, yes.
So
So
as to
name
eat.
five
Go on.
top countries of Africa where you think food tourism can work.
Uh-huh.
Where people will visit only for food. Top five countries for food.
I don't know, ma'am.
Okay, think about it worldwide.
I know, ma'am. I I did never visit any
Hmm.
of the countries in Africa.
Hmm.
Yeah, I only remained in Nigeria, and
Hmm.
also in Nigeria, I think it is
Hmm.
5 to 7 states that I have been to.
Hmm.
I've ever been to. So
Okay.
I know in our region,
Hmm.
from the northern part of Nigeria, I know some foods, and
Hmm.
also from southern part of Nigeria, I know some foods, but I
Hmm.
did never test them. I know them by name,
Hmm.
but especially in the northern part of Nigeria, I know some foods which are tropically needed, are needed in several parts of Nigeria and other countries, even Ghana, Cameroon, Niger. They eat what we call shinkapa dawake. Uh, Shinkapa dawake is a nice food which is made by our local people since uh, a very long time. And there is something danwake, which is originally made, I think, from fataskun.
Hmm.
Fataskun is also part of Nigeria, danwake. So I know this one. Um,
Okay, very nice. Now I will help you because see, you have. I'll show you five few places, and you
hmm.
can write the name of those places in your answer. This is what is required. Okay.
You use the answer.
This is Abuja.
So these examples you can use for seasonality, ecotourism, seasonality. So you can use these places that only in seasons you can visit.
Oh,
Now
it's also
beach
in
again
Nigeria.
you can give example of seasons in beach also. You have forest, so you can give example in wildlife tourism about forest. This is culture. You can give example of cultural tourism.
Okay.
This is leisure.
Yes. Wow.
This is rural tourism,
Beautiful.
old tourism. Again, cultural tourism.
Jollof. Biryani.
So one way in which you can write this answer is that if I'm coming to your country, you will show me all these places. You can use these examples in your assignments.
Yes. Oh, this is also in Nigeria. Wow, beautiful. I had been to this place.
Okay.
Yes.
Now here food tourism comes. When you are at the beach, you order food. You want to eat and you
Yes.
want to enjoy the beach area. Then waterfalls, near waterfalls also we want to eat food.
Hmm.
This is religious.
I prayed
In
here.
religion also food plays a very important role.
Yes.
This is leisure.
Wow. Amazing.
Again food. Amusement means food. Riding and having a food.
Okay.
Parks, gardens, also food tourism.
Mhm.
The Nigeria is very beautiful.
Exactly. I didn't even know some places. I did never see, even in videos that like this. I'll be a tourist one day. Craft tourist, right?
White flag.
This is government house. Mhm. Beautiful.
So you can use all these examples in your assignments. When you're writing your answers for the assignment, please use these places, the name of these places to discuss either seasonality or you want to discuss about constituents of tourism industry
Hmm.
or anything related with tourism.
Yes.
So now you've understood how, I mean, this technique is clear how to write the assignment. This is clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am. You said we should write manuscript, what?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Any
when will be the submitted date, man?
that you have to look at LMS. Your
Okay.
portal only will tell you.
Okay. Okay.
The portal will be able to help you. Okay. So any other question, Bashir, from your side, or it's all done? Any point? Look at your other assignments. If you have any question, any points, I can help you to solve. So, how confident you are about your exams?
Hello, sorry, ma'am.
How happy, how confident you are?
Ma'am, we
Yes,
are very
ma'am.
confident, ma'am. I think we can
Very
do
good,
better
Kabir. Very good.
before the year.
Yes. So, Ahmed, Hamza, any questions?
No, no, man.
You're okay. What about Hamza? All set? Any other
Yes,
assignment you
ma'am.
want me to do? Yes. Hmm. Any assignment you want me to discuss? Okay, what is hotel marketing?
Ma'am, there is one thing I would like to ask about.
Hmm.
In the assignment, there is a question saying, talking about the pathfinder. So, can you please make
Pathfinder. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Pathfinder, na? I'm using the chat box.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Is this the word you're using? Pathfinder? Just look at the chat box.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm talking about.
So, Kabir, if you're going to take me to your wildlife sanctuary and I don't have a tourist guide, how will I find my path? Path means the route, the
So,
travel.
maybe, ma'am,
Huh.
yes, ma'am, since we are having a technology in the tourism industry, maybe I can use some applications that can guide me, like Google Map. Maybe if we're talking about the roads, so Google Map can be a help in finding the locations
Hmm.
of the places.
Yes, yes, very good. A tourist guide. What is the role of a tourist guide?
So a tourist guide can be helpful in
Hmm.
sightseeing. Maybe he
Hmm.
can just show you
Very
places.
good.
He can tell you more about the places and more.
Huh. Yes, yes, very good.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
what is
Actually, this is the most favorite
hmm.
uh, topic that I want because I want to be a tourist guide.
Okay.
Like,
You
do you have
want
that
to be
time?
a tourist guide. Okay, then let us understand in 2 minutes what is a tourist guide. Then we will discuss whether you have the qualities to become a tourist guide or not. Not everybody can become a tourist guide because it's a very tough activity. Why? Let us understand why it is very tough to become a tourist guide.
Liquid. Shopping has always been my guilty pleasure, and I've been buying jewelry all my life. Not for me.
New Zealand. Or what do you think of Sri Lanka? It's beautiful. It's been lovely. And we're from Auckland.
A tour guide, US, or a tourist guide, European, provides assistance, information and cultural, historical and contemporary heritage interpretation to people on organized tours and individual clients at educational establishments. A traveler could pay for a tour guide or consult guidebooks such as Kayabara Ekan's Kyoshoran, The Excellent Views of Kyoto. The scene, your
Okay, no, no. Can you please? Sorry. Wait. Why not everybody can be a tourist guide? Can anyone tell me what are the difficulties?
Uh, Ma'am, a tourist guide has to learn a lot of things,
Hmm.
maybe some languages, and
Hmm,
also
very good.
maybe someone cannot be physically fit, maybe,
Hmm.
so he cannot be able to be a tourist guide because there are some, I can say, visiting at times there might be
Hmm.
visiting hills,
Hmm.
uh, and like some wild tourism, for example. So if a person is not physically fit, cannot be able to
Yes,
be a tourist guide in such part.
very good. So I will not show you the complete video, but you have asked me about Pathfinder. So
Yes,
Pathfinder is
ma'am.
also like a tourist guide. But the only difference between a Pathfinder and a tourist guide is a tourist guide can take you to a historical place. But a Pathfinder is generally for the mountainous activities. When there is a mountain related activity, then you find a Pathfinder, but the qualities remain the same. Just
You need to be charismatic. While there's only one tour guide, there can
so
numerous
if you
people
have to be
advocate.
charismatic, the moment I meet you at the airport, you should be so happy, you should be so much enthusiastic. If you want to be a tourist guide, you should be full of energy and you should be able to understand. This is first quality. Then second is you must
Yes,
be
you must
knowledgeable.
be
I can ask
knowledgeable.
you any kind of
You can
question.
be the
If you're taking me to a church, if you're taking me to a mosque, you should have complete knowledge of that mosque or that area because uh, I am a traveler. I'm a tourist. I'm spending money and I want to visit your church. So you must be very much knowledgeable. You must be full of energy, full of enthusiasm. Third,
and
you should
maybe
be a
fluent.
good communicator.
The third is you should be a good communicator.
Like Konami, you are having skills in different languages,
Yes, ma'am.
isn't it? So you
Yes,
can
exactly.
relate well with a tourist. But then what will be your charges per hour?
Me?
That is important. Will you take the money for 1 day tour or you will take the money per hour? What will that is if you are a good communicator, you know two, three languages, then you have to decide because I may require your help as a tour guide for visiting a cultural place. But when I'm
Hmm.
in the hotel, I don't require. When I'm going for my morning walk, I don't require a tour guide. During the time of dinner, also, I don't require a tour guide. So I need your help when I'm going for shopping, when I'm going to a historical place. So you have to decide that when you are going to meet a travel agent and tell them that, yes, I want to work as a tour guide, how will you charge? How will you make money? Will you make money for 4 hours or you will make money for 1 day? You have to decide your rate. So a pathfinder is also like this. A pathfinder is also someone who accompanies you to a mountain. But in a city,
Hmm.
you can keep the tourist in a hotel and say, okay, sir, tomorrow we will meet at 9 o'clock. But if it's a pathfinder, if he's going with you on a mountain, then he has to stay with you. So you have to pay the pathfinder for all 7 days of your trip. So that is a difference. Pathfinder is a mountain tourist guide. And if you are in your own capital city and you are escorting a group of Indians, then you are a city tourist guide. In both the situations, yes, Kabir, in both
Okay,
the
I
situations,
would like to just
Mom?
misunderstood here, so
yes.
understand the difference between the pathfinder and tourist guide.
So the difference is very simple. Pathfinder is a tourist guide for the uh, for it is known as Sherpa. If you look at your study material, you will get
I
this
think
word.
like he's more going on adventure.
Yes. So
Yes.
he will carry your bag also.
Hmm.
He will put up the tent also for you. He will cook the food also for you.
So he must be physically fit like that.
Yes. But a city tourist guide will not do that. City tourist guide will purchase the food for you and give it to you.
Okay, mom. Mom,
Yes.
Pathfinder can be a ranger of a mountain,
Yes. Yes.
can be a ranger of a mountain. So, mom, about a person to be a good communicator and to be a tourist guide, you said it's top notch. So there is a variety of visitors. So one could speak English, one couldn't. Well, all the language you as a tourist guide speak, you know, is quite different from the type of language, the visitor
Yes.
understand. So how could you handle his problem as a tourist guide? I think it will be pretty difficult for tourist guides to handle that. Or there are a solution.
Conflict will happen. You have to accept that if you are guiding a group, there will be a difference in the opinion. Because I am in your country for 10 days and you have 40 places to show in Nigeria. And then you will say, oh, ma'am, it's not possible for me to take you to all those 40 places in 10 days. I can take you only to 15 places. That too, I cannot promise. It depends on the traffic, it depends on the timing of the monument, timing of the museum. So there will be fights, there will be conflict, there will be difference of opinion. So what you have to do is you have to study the background of the tourist whom you are going to handle. The background of a business traveler is different from that of a single lady traveler. Family trip is completely different from a trip of a person who is coming only for wildlife. So, if you want to be a tourist guide, you have to go through the profile of that person on Facebook. You have to read about him on LinkedIn. You should understand what is his economic status, which country he is coming, what is a cultural difference. Like if the guest he doesn't eat beef and you take him to a food outlet which sells beef, it will lead to conflict. So it is a very, very tough job. It is not an easy job. There is no answer to this. You have to handle situation wise only. According to the situation, you can handle the problem.
Yes, ma'am. The advice I will give to an initial guide, he has to start from his own vicinity. So
Yes.
time to time he will grow, whereby he can be able to handle the international tourists. So, but as a starting point, you cannot be able to handle any kind of tourist. So, Bashir, it is impossible to handle any kind of tourist that you are just asking a question. You can handle someone like you don't understand his language or something like that. So, how can you give him some related traditional heritages like history or something like that? It is impossible.
Yes. Even when you were in India, it is impossible for you to understand each and every aspect of the history. It is so difficult, isn't it? Yes, Bashir, you're smiling.
I can see Bashir having
Mom,
I can see Bashir having a company.
Okay.
mom, uh,
Yes.
still on the matter of Pathfinder, okay? Uh, but to organize such kind of trip, tourist professional. So it depends with the country you belong or town. So if your town is not that hill station rated building, so how can you attract the customers or client to interest to conduct such kind of trip, which is called, which you could be put up as a fast finder if there is no hill station in your town or country.
Then you don't need a pathfinder. Only in certain cases, like if you were taking your tourist to a tribal setup. So if you're taking them inside the tribal area, or you're taking them inside a forest, which is very dense and full of dangerous animals, or you're taking them to a beach side, which is not very populated and not popular. So, dangerous places in the ecosystem near a lake, or a place where you have these wildlife animals, or tall buildings, very tall buildings. In certain countries, if the building is 60 floors, you take them on the roof of the building. So when you're doing some adventure activity, or you're taking them to a nature based activity, then only you need a pathfinder. Otherwise, you don't need a pathfinder. Because if you're going to take me to a forest, and before sunset, I'm not able to come out of the forest due to some reason. I lost my way. I don't have a pathfinder. I may be killed inside the forest. So I need your support because you are a local person. And suppose there is a vehicle breakdown in a dense forest area, and we cannot come out because there is no repair. Whole time during night also we have to stay inside the forest, and with very strange surroundings. A group of tourists is stuck. Let's say 10 tourists is stuck, and the bus is not moving, and you're inside a dense forest. So at that point of time, if there is even no mountain, if it is a dangerous place, then you need a local support. Now, local support, if I just depend on local support, they don't know English. But a pathfinder or a guide at least understands my language. He can connect with the local people and arrange food supplies for the group. So, pathfinders are generally for adventurous and dangerous places, and tourist guide is supposed to help in understanding culture, history, monuments, shopping, and food at the destination. So this is the difference between the tour guide and the pathfinder. So you can get a question on tour guide, you can get a question on food. All these are important topics. They're
Well,
nice. Yes, yes, yes.
if I understood,
Hmm.
uh, anyone can be tourist tour guide. Is it?
Hmm.
And a pathfinder must only be an indigent or a native of a particular place,
Hmm.
isn't it, ma?
Correct, correct.
Thank you.
Yes. Next. Okay, you have some videos also on your LMS. Have you watched those videos? No?
Yes, yes, ma'am. I watched some of the videos. I watched some.
So watch those videos, look at your books. You will get all the answers. Read the books. Don't read the entire chapter. Read at least some part of the
Uh,
chapter to get an
Sometimes I
understanding.
used to. Sometimes I used to watch the videos because they summarize the information in the books. So at times the videos are more uh, appropriate, I can say, to me to watch it because due to the time. So at times I used to watch the videos while working. So you see, I cannot be able to read while working as well. So watching the videos makes some things easy for me.
Yes, very nice. And so, any other question, any other topic that you feel we
Yeah,
should discuss?
but ma'am, you know, here we are all African students and all of us we are from the same country. So I would like you to advise us and give us some, how I can say, strategy on how can we explore more in the tourism industry.
Okay. So Yesterday I shared with you how to explore tourism industry in your country. Hmm? Is that so?
Yes,
Hmm?
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, please.
So, as a group, I'm talking about as a group, since we are here together. So, how
Hmm.
can we just
Hmm.
make a simple group that can make it, I can say, more professional?
Wait, wait. This is to be part of this industry. First and foremost, you should connect with people who are in the business. So, the first and the foremost is what are the top travel agencies of Nigeria? And how can you become a travel agent in Nigeria? This is what is very important for you. Unless and until you work on the field, you go and you work on the field, then only you can become a good travel agent in Nigeria.
It's a cavity.
But I'm brushing twice a day.
Maybe it's not your brushing, it's your brush. Switch to Oral B Electric. It has a rounded brush head to
So,
remove up to
this
100% more
advertisement
plaque and
for
helps
a big
prevent
company.
cavities.
Wow, so clean.
Extend the warranty on your teeth. Switch to Oral B Electric.
In
So,
this
ma'am,
video,
this is
you will discover the top
market
10 best
promotion.
travel agencies in Nigeria, easy steps to become an agent and own your agency via AfroConnect. Wikipedia explains a travel agency as a private retailer or public service that provides travel and tourism-related services to the general public. Travel agencies serve as agents and they provide outdoor recreation activities, airlines, car rentals, travel insurance, package tours, and the likes. How can I be a travel agent in Nigeria? 1. Do your research, gain knowledge and experience. 2. Do not neglect the education aspect. 3. Meet all requirements. You would need to meet some requirements to help maintain your business from the start. First is capital. 4. Have a business plan. 5. Register your business with the appropriate bodies. In Nigeria, the body responsible for registration of travel agencies is the CAC, the Corporate Affairs Commission. 6. Advertise your business. 7. Seek help and support. Most important of all, never be afraid to ask for help and advice from business owners and more experienced people. What qualification do I need to work in a travel agency in Nigeria? Although there are no set entry requirements to enable you work in a travel agency. To put yourself ahead of your colleagues and stand out, here are some must-haves. An high school diploma. A college degree, preferably in a tourism or travel or hospitality-related field. Familiarity with processes involved in booking flights. Become certified as a travel associate or travel counselor. Travel agents in Nigeria that offer sponsorship job to abroad. Sort Solution. Migrant Advisory Limited. Aerovessel Travels and Tours Limited. Top 10 travel agencies in Nigeria. In no particular order, here are the best travel agencies in Nigeria. 1. Wakanow.com. 2. Reward Travels and Tours Limited. 3. City Travel and Tours. 4. Touchdown Travels Limited. 5. Flinch Glow Travels. 6. Quantum Travels. 7. Zenith Travels and Tours Limited. 8. Empire Travel Services Limited. 9. Mayfair Travel Nigeria Limited. 10. Aeronaut Travel and Resorts Limited. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of this video about top 10 best travel agencies.
So, if you want to work in the travel sector, start as a freelancer. Right now, you are all studying. You have not completed your work. So, you ask them for some work on hourly basis. 4 hours, 6 hours of work. Go and meet them personally. Don't send any email to them because email nobody considers, nobody even entertains. So go and talk to them, tell them that you are doing the Signo program, work with a travel agency for 2 to 3 months or 2 to 3 years, depending upon your age and the time, and then you can start your own travel agency. This is one. Second, you can also do an additional diploma in airlines ticketing and travel. So if you have the ticketing knowledge, an ITA diploma, the ITA certified diploma is generally for 3 to 6 months. So this is International Air Travel Association diploma. Search on the internet in your city where ITA is offering a 6 months course in Amadeus or in their software. If you know how to generate air tickets, if you know how to generate hotel bookings, that the travel agents will immediately hire you.
Mm.
And then they may also send you with some group tours, not with individuals. But if a bus is going in which 30 passengers are required, they may also send you along with a senior tour leader because you are responsible for those 30 people. So you can get training also to enter into the travel business. If you take one additional diploma in ticketing, which is very easy, not at all tough, you can get a job also in airlines reservations. You can get a job in railway reservations. And along with this, these top 10 travel agencies will hire you because you are young, you want to learn so much, you can stay late, you can work hard. So, and you can also travel to different parts of the country and abroad also. So slowly you can build up your career in next 3 years. It will not just happen in one day or one year. And if you like the business, when you will develop linkages, when you will travel from one place to another, then you can think of starting your own travel agency. Starting a travel agency is not at all difficult. You can go to the site of your corporate affairs ministry. Only 4 or 5 documents are required. Even today, you can register your travel agency. But the point is, even registering for the travel agency also, from where will you get the business? Who will give you the business? Business will come from the tourist. Business will be related with hotels. Business is also related with Uber and car rental companies and bus rental companies. So, if you want to start your own travel agency today, you can register yourself with the government website. You can also fill up the papers. Take look at the name of the travel agency, branding of the travel agency. All the names are so easy for us to learn, the top 10 travel agency names. So don't go for a very tough travel agency name. The name should be such that Europeans, Asians, Japanese, everyone can easily pronounce, everybody can easily remember your travel agency's name. Then, once you are in this business, then you should know what is website updation. Because, and third, you have to specialize in one kind of a tour activity. What I can make it out from your destination is that your destinations are nature based destinations. You have so many wildlife parks and zoos and so many areas. So you can become a wildlife tour guide also. So read more about it, learn about the background of the animals, about animal behavior. If you like to become a wildlife tour guide, if you want to be a leisure tour guide, then also you can take some training. You have to meet the guest in the hotel, how to handle guests, then your network with the shopping. I am new to your city, I don't know which shop is good, which shop is bad. Only you people know. Wherever you will take me, wherever whichever shop you will take me, I will be happy to go and visit that shop. So all these are steps, small, small steps, not one big step, one by one, start associating yourself, or four of you join together. If you are good friends and you like each other's company and you are studying for 2 years together, then four of you together form a travel agency and start looking at first domestic tourism. There are so many of students who have done after BTS. After BTS, they are running their own travel agency, group of four students. But they specialize only in one sector. They don't take business travelers, they don't take leisure travelers. They just take adventure tourist, or they take green tourist or wildlife tourist or rural tourist, and just work on that area and make money. There is huge money in the tourism sector, but you have to be very, very clear in terms of support services. Like your car should be on time, the quality of food should be good, everything that you are planning for your travel agency, it should be as per international standards. So you need one person to manage the website, because every time you have to update your website, you need the one person to manage the phone calls, to take the bookings. So you take your time. In the time frame of 3 to 6 months, you can start your own travel agency, or you can work with any of the travel agency. This is in this is a way we enter into the business. So will you connect with some of the travel agencies?
Thank you very much, ma'am. This is really sourceful and important information shared with us. Basically, I have started attending to one tourist agency, or I can say travel agency. The time I went there, they asked me for a school ID and also a recommendation letter from the school counselor or any kind of the lecturer there. So I went back and also printed my ID card. This is the ID card that I printed.
Wow.
So as you can see, I also asked Dr. Moroy. She sent me a recommendation letter. So I printed the letter and also attached my ID cards. So I went there with the documents. They accept me as an intern student in the travel agency. So I'm now attending the travel agency time to time. You know the nature of my work as well. But the reason why I went there is to learn how to learn ticketing for the
Very good.
airlines, because you know I am already in the technological aspect, this is
Mm.
part in my knowledge. So I studied computer science, so I need to learn more about technological aspect of the tourism sector. So I have started what I say I took only one step in the journey. So I wish that's why I asked for this advice so that I can have more knowledge about the aspect. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the information.
Thank you. You're on the very right track. My good wishes to all of you. You will do very well. And whenever you want to come to India, get connected with me. I will share my phone number also on the LMS, so that you can access and you can send me the messages also. So I will fill it up there also. So it was really great. And now your classes are over and you have to work on your assignments now, isn't it?
Ma'am, I am really connected to Dr. Moroy. She is really also a good and a kind person. We always communicate, always, because she used to send me some pictures regarding the festivals that you are holding there in India, like Shivratri, and also the
Mm.
festivals you are now holding. There is one festival there which is worshiping the Lord Rugal or something like that. So I also learned from her as well, because we are sharing things in between. So I appreciate, and also I would like to have your contact as well, so that you can share some more items and also more highlights for the knowledge we are just acquiring here.
You're connected with Dr. Sonia Sharma, is that so?
Basically, Dr. Sonia Sharma asked me to send her an email so that he can share her PPTs with us. But I sent her the mails, but still she did not respond. But Dr. Mo Roy. Dr. Mo, really,
Hmm.
we are really connected with her. I'm really connected to her.
Okay, that's nice. So that is, it means you can connect. So I will also share my number with you. You can connect with me whenever you need any support or anything. If the faculty is permitted, that is really nice. And I will just give you my official number, and then you can always be in touch and any aspect related to tourism, or if you are coming as to India, please let us know so that we can always facilitate you and help you out. So I'm sharing my this number. You can save this number, and you can always be in touch with me whenever you have any doubts. And I will also share the latest tourism developments. And please go through your study material nicely, and go through the videos which are there on the LMS. With those videos and other things, you will be able to do well in the exam. Tourism is all practical. There is nothing to learn in tourism as such. It is just putting information in the right form. Thank you, everyone, for your kind support and your participation in the class.
Uh, Thank you very much, ma'am. I can't wait to see you next semester because having you here on board is really interesting. The class is very interactive as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Konami, Ahmed, Hamza.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
ma'am.
Thank you
much.
so much,
Okay.
man. God bless you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
We
Thank
will
you.
be expecting your number, ma'am,
Happy,
because you are very good helping, ma'am. You're helping, ma'am.
okay. Happy Ramadan to every one of you. Enjoy your Eid festivals. Enjoy your full month of
Namaskar, ma'am.
Namaskar. Namaskar.
जी
Thank
मैम
you.
Thank you.
जब से ये कक्षा शुरू हुई है हमने
Huh?
हिंदी में बात नहीं की थी तो
That's
आज
interesting.
आज थोड़ी सी हिंदी में बात कर सकते हैं ना
हाँ, बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं।
ठीक ठीक
अ, आपको हिंदी अच्छी लगी? ये तो बहुत
जी
अच्छा है।
जो भी नाइजीरिया आ जाएगा
हुँ।
इनके लिए कोई मतलब प्रचारक हो जाएगा जो इनका मतलब निगरानी करेगा मार्गदर्शन करेगा मैं ही हूँ इधर उनको भेज
ओके,
दीजिए
ठीक है। सो यू आर अ टूरिस्ट गाइड एंड एन एस्कॉर्ट फॉर अस। वी विल
जी मैम
डेफिनिटली पक्का भेजेंगे, ज़रूर। हम खुद ही
बहुत
आ
धन्यवाद
जाएँगे, ठीक है?
बहुत
अच्छा,
धन्यवाद ठीक है
ओके,
जी
थैंक
जी
यू,
मैम
थैंक यू। अच्छा, नमस्कार, थैंक यू। हैप्पी रमज़ान टू ऑल ऑफ यू। थैंक
आपका भी मैम बाय
यू। ओके।
To kai mana da
Sauramu.
kenan kenan.
Ni fa Konami ya bani tsoro fa.
Ya
Kai
ce
kai
wa
kai
da
kai kai.
Masha
Allah
Allah.
shirye ka. Allah shirye ka.
To Allah ya
Ana da
taimaka.
gwaggwadawa dai. Ana da gwaggwadawa
Allah ya
dai.
ba mu nasara.
Amin
Amin
ya
su
Allah.
ba
Allah ya ba
amin
mu
amin su
nasara.
ba amin. Wannan
Ga
kwas din
Ramadan
yana
nan.
daɗi sai. Allah lafiya alhamdulillah.
Musamman wannan ma'adabta din gaskiya tana da matukar kokari kuma saboda class na discussion ake yi. It's really
Wallahi.
interactive session. So hakan ya
Sai.
fi dacewa kuma.
Gaskiya ne.
Wallahi. Ya baka tura min wannan tambayoyin ba da Allah. In ka samu lokaci ina tuni dai. Malam Hamza da yayi kwana biyu shiru. Malam Ahmad ku ta lafiya. Thank you.
To masha Allah godiya miki Allah ya taimaka.
Ga Rukayya ni ban taɓa ganin Rukayya ba ma sai ina ga.
Rukayya ai
Ni
ta yi bayani a
matan
gurin.
na ai wai akwai Rukayya, akwai Bilkisu, akwai Hauwa duk dai kawai shiru kake ji.
Akwai Maryam ma.
Kamar dai
Amma
Rukayya ta yi bayani a group cewa ta shigo late saboda haka tana buƙatar agaji musamman daga gare ku manya-manyan cikin ajin.
Sai dai Konami.
Ai da Hamza da Kabiru da wannan ya tafi zai sunan ma Bashir. Ai ku ne a
Ai
gaba.
suna da himma gaskiya suna
Ku
da
ne a gaba
kokari.
bayan su kuma sai kai da Muhammad Wakili.
a to ainihin wani lokaci ni da nake yin kailula ban fiye shigowa ba ai masu dai suka fi attending gaskiya kusan kowane lokaci.
Ni dai suna na
Yanzu
Auwalu, amma koyaushe na ƙarshe nake zuwa, ban san ya aka yi haka ba.
sabgogi ne suka yi wa malam sai a hankali. Allah ya samu dace kawai.
Awolu ya koma akiru mana.
Shi ne abin da yake
Koma
faruwa.
akiru.
Yau na rasa ya aka yi haka. Aka yi walan keluwa haka.
Sabgogi ne
Madalla.
suka yi mutane yawa malam. Abubuwan da sai dai addu'a yi. Ga ma musamman azumi gwara ma da aka tafi wannan abunan din. Inda ba dan haka ba da azumin nan abubuwan za su dan zama sai a hankali. Yanzu dai taimakon da za ku yi mana shine group za ku tura mana assignment din musamman na kowane course dan a bibiye su a hankali kuma inda wani shawarwari da wasu bayanai da za a yi wanda ba su fahimta ba sai a agaza mana musamman ma irin mu.
Wai Bashir, Kevi kai, ku ne kuka yi assignment din nan? Ku ne kuka yi assignment din nan? Wai shin assignment din nan ba irin a ƙarshen kowane topic yake zuwa ba ne? Ina ban ma taɓa ganin ya abin yake ne.
Idan ka shiga LMS portal din ba, idan ka clicking kan wannan courses din.
LMS a browser zan shiga ko me? A browser ko me?
A browser kawai za ka shiga. Akwai link din ai, zan tura maka link din. Idan na tura maka link din, clicking nashi za ka ga akwai inda suka sa login. So in ka clicking kan login button din zai baka dama ka sa ID, credentials ɗinka dai kawai a takaice da password. Sai ka shiga. So kana shiga
tun wanda muka yi registration da shi kenan? Profile ɗina ko?
Profile ɗinka in ka shiga a wajen za ka gani abin da yake dashi.
Na manta da wannan profile din ma ni gaba daya.
Wallahi idan ka shiga za ka samu duk komai da komai da kake bukata. A wajen kowane ƙarshen course, kowane ƙarshen course za ka samu
Island ne ko? Island.
Bari mu gaya maka site din. Gashi nan LMS sai kuma wani kamar dash ne. Anyways bari mu kofa sai in sa maka wannan box din.
Okay, ba island.gov.in ba.
Island ba. Bari in kofo maka, ina zuwa bari in kofa wannan. Yawa, bari in sa maka box din nan.
Okay.
So yau na ka gan shi ba?
Na gan shi. Ai na da
ya yi kyau na? Alhamdulillah ya mana.
Okay, wannan shine. Allah barin ya sai mu. Rin adana shi.
Kana da login details ɗinka ba?
Gashi nan na gan shi.
Yawa, to in ka shiga courses, ka shiga kowane course 1 din in ka shiga TS-1, idan ka gama scrolling can kasa za ka ga akwai assignment. So za ka ga akwai PDF wannan questions din a PDF suke haka. Kika downloading din shi.
Okay.
So kuma akwai wajen submission na assignment a wajen again.
Okay. Ka sa akwai wani application da suka turo. Ni da shi nake amfani.
Ba na amfani da shi, ban taɓa amfani da shi ba. Tun da na bude shi na ga shirme, saboda ina ɗauko let's say manual na course sai in zo in na comparing da na LMS portal ba sa they are not tallying.
Okay.
So that's why na fahimci cewa kawai na wannan application akwai hayaniya ce.
Haka ne. Lai na gane.
So a wannan wajen ne take magana ayyukan mu da kallon videos da sauransu. Su za ga akwai video lessons a wajen.
Okay. Ni wannan na mamanta mai nasa a password dina. Ko zai sai dan kirkiro ni?
Password din su ne suka tura maka ba kai za ka saka ba kai za ka saka password din ba su suka tura maka.
In tura password din?
Tura kowa password.
A daidai na yake.
So ban sani ba ko password din na kowa iri
a email,
amma in ka duba email ɗinka a cikin abin
email suka tura ma
a email ne shi din ma okay thank you lalle in ka duba email za ka same shi
ran gani join the class.
So the class is over now. ko?
Malam za, barka da warhaka.
Oga Kebi.
Malam Hamza ka tafi yawo sai yanzu ka
Ka
dawo.
je ka laɓe kawai.
Wallahi oga ka bari kawai abubuwan ne sai a hankali wajen da nake ne is noisy hakan nan that's why. Kuma ina ta wani abu ne.
Okay,
I
sai
don't
ka
know
kashe
koma
wannan
ana
kawai.
nema na ta ki kira suna na maybe ba na nan ko?
Ba ta kira sosai ba.
Lalle ba.
Akwai dai inda aka dan ta tambaya cewa wane ba tambaya wane ba tambaya ta tsallakewa ta dai ba attention ta bayar sosai ba. Allah ya taimake ka. Lallai password din nan zai mun wahala gani fa.
Okay, abin da zai faru mu yi magana a WhatsApp. Maybe I can give some.
Okay.
So ina tunanin cewa password din zai iya zama iri ɗaya ne saboda ai username din ne daban-daban. Tunda kowa iya da ID number na shi.
Haka ne.
So zai iya yiwuwa password din zama kala ɗaya.
Okay to yanzu na WhatsApp ina kan WhatsApp.
Okay to bari na magana a WhatsApp.
Yawa. Ina so in gana dan fara wannan abun nan.